Hey, what's up, everyone? DREAGEN here with
Ashley.
and we're back with another trailer reaction. That was so dumb.
I'm sorry.
I apologize. Yeah, feel her shame. This one for the film Colossal. For those of you who may have never heard of this movie coming out, that's okay. I'm not surprised. It's a little kaiju flick starring Anne Hathaway. Well, there's a little kind of an interesting backstory to this movie, but before we get into it, let's check out the trailer because I'm really curious to see kind of anything from this movie, considering the backstory. So, without further ado, let's check it out. Play.
Boom. Neon.
Neon.
I just looked at the news and I think I'm in shock. A giant monster just materialized over Seoul.
Ooh, South Korea.
That happened like 9 hours ago. You're just hearing about this. What have you been doing all day?
You ever notice how
Oh,
it just
show it again.
keeps destroying everything in its path?
It's hard to
Never
see
looks
what it
down.
is. It's got like weird.
It's like it's being operated by remote control.
Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Is she linked to the fucking monster?
Gloria, you gotta see this.
Like,
It's dancing.
Is dancing?
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
What the fuck? That is not what I was expecting.
wow. So, Colossal. Not a colossal trailer. Short, about like what, minute? So, like I was saying, backstory. So they first heard throwing the idea for this movie around 2014, kind of before the legendary Godzilla. They kind of come out, and they kind of came under some heat, some legal heat, because all the promotional artwork they were kind of
Like the pitch artwork.
yeah, it wasn't going to be what they were planning on using in the movie, as far as I know. But it was just kind of like placeholder artwork, and it was kind of like a concept art from Legendary's Godzilla. They just kind of dropped it. It would be like a Godzilla type monster.
It was like a weird kind of outline.
Yeah, but it
shadow,
was
right?
from one of the unused maquettes they were showing at like Comic-Con. So naturally, lawsuit, and it kind of sounded like that was the end of the movie. I mean, it wasn't like it was a big movie. It's kind of a smaller, kind of indie movie. So I was like, oh, well, that sucks. It would have been cool to see another kaiju movie. Stupid on their part to,
Yeah.
use anything
I
from
don't know why they would even do that.
yeah, use
like-
anything from a big, major, studio film. I mean, of course they're going to be on you like that in a heartbeat.
Especially with Godzilla.
Yeah, it was the same year that movie that they were taking that from is coming out. So, okay, so I had kind of just forgotten about the movie because I figured, well, that's not going to happen now. Oh, well, moved on with my life, so to speak. And then about a month ago, they released like a little clip just of Anne Hathaway and like one of the other male characters talking. And I was like, so wait, this movie's actually happening? Like, they didn't all go to jail, basically. So, and then we see this, I heard like the trailer's out, and I was like, so there's the movie's have this trailer, and okay. So now we just saw it. So they apparently worked it out. But notice how the design of the monster is radically different from a Godzilla
It's kind
S.
of weird. It's very upright with like it's like a weird standing. Like I don't even know. Like the feet are kind of like legendary Godzilla, like the weird like
Stomach.
elephant.
The
foot,
head
I
almost
think.
makes me feel like a little bit like Gauss from Gamera, a little bit. But
A little bit.
excuse me as I die. But I which is cool because again,
So here's the thing. I had no idea this was like a weird comedy movie. Like.
well, yeah, I wasn't sure how they're gonna play it because the original description.
Especially because I mean I've seen even less from you, but like that logo and the font and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
it's
what
very
the
kind of
fuck?
like, it doesn't really scream kaiju movie.
They're trying to get the female crowd in, especially with Anne Hathaway.
I don't know, like, well, I mean, she's a good actress, but that's the thing. I originally thought it was gonna be like more of a drama because they were kind of the way they were kind of describing it almost was that she was a woman who's something traumatic has happened to her, or she was kind of going through something difficult, and then this monster appears in South Korea, and she finds herself kind of mysteriously linked to it, and it's almost like the monster was like an outward manifestation of her own kind of in internal self-destruction.
Yeah.
So like basically the destruction of the monster in the city is kind of like what she's doing to herself in her life. She's kind of destroying herself. She's becoming her own monster, basically.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a metaphor, which could, play as a very dramatic film, if you wanted to go that route.
Yeah.
Clearly, that's not the route they're going with.
Dancing.
Yeah. So I think it's supposed to be kind of like a more recent, I don't know, descriptions of the movie I've read. It's kind of like, an adult who can't kind of take responsibility for herself, and she gets drunk and goes wild.
But I'm just like, how does this happen?
I'm going to watch
like
this
your
movie.
dream. That's like your dream. To be linked to a giant monster.
That would be the world's nightmare. Just give me one bad day at work. World gone. No, but again, so it's interesting they played it as a comedy, but as kind of tongue-in-cheek as it seems, I will say this, it is very much in the vein of, weirdly enough, and hear me out, some of you are going to be like, the fuck you talking about? But in the vein of the original Gojira, in the sense that it's an allegory.
Yeah.
Granted that was something, the whole nuclear...
Very different.
Yeah. But the fact that you're using Kaiju as a human allegory, as kind of, it's an allegory for our own kind of self-destructive nature. Again, not nearly as serious in this case, but still using it. And, I feel like Kaiju movies haven't really done that as much recently. So it's kind of interesting that while being very comedic and kind of having more fun with it, it is playing up that allegory. So I thought that was kind of interesting, but we'll see how the movie is. I don't know. I'm not even sure. Did it say when it was coming out?
I don't think so.
I didn't catch it. I don't know. I mean, it might not even have the... I don't think it might be... If it does get released in theaters...
I don't think it came up. It just had the title.
Yeah.
Which, again, I was like, whoa, that font.
I know. Again, it might be like a limited release. It might be like a VOD
That's
thing.
what I was wondering, if it'd be like a limited...
Yeah, I mean, probably make some rounds at like film festivals. I'm not really sure. Again, I don't know much about this movie. Again, for the longest time, I didn't even think it was coming out or happening. So, but there we go, Colossal. So, what did you think of the trailer? Are you familiar with this? Have you heard about this? Have you been following it? Maybe know more about it than I do? If so...
How do you feel about it?
Yeah. Tell me how you feel. But yeah, so
it looks funny, though.
it does.
It's kind of a nice, weird, quirky take on the genre. So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Well, again, the kaiju genre has kind of run the gamut of like tone, so it's kind of cool that in the era of like kind of more serious monster cinematic universe, we're getting kind of a weird, quirky, like whatever the fuck this is gonna be. So we'll see.
Have to watch it and find out.
Yeah, I mean, if there's more trailers of it coming out, we'll definitely be popping on here to react, and we'll probably maybe talk about it in the Kaiju Cataclysm podcast. So be sure and check that out. Yes. All right, guys. So leave us some comments below. Be sure to check out our channel. As always, whenever we do these kind of trailer reactions, I always try to liken it, saying because you have the video game channel, and I've said this before with Kong, but maybe we'll get some Kaiju video game. That'd be cool to control a Kaiju, like be linked to the Kaiju,
as
and
long as it's not like that Godzilla game they put out like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That was really bad.
I mean, it wasn't the worst thing, but whatever. Godzilla has weird history with video games. Like, there's not a lot of good...
Bad luck?
Yeah, it's weirdly enough. But anyway, whatever. So, Colossal, give us some thoughts. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And again, just let us know what you think, because we are legitimately interested. So, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace!
Peace!